Hi everyone. So myself Ram Reddy. Today we are going to discuss the topic is IR spectroscopy. So for any more updates on this spectroscopy techniques and pharma related information, please subscribe our channel. The channel name is DigiPharma. So today's topic is IR spectroscopy. In that IR spectroscopy, here we are using the electromagnetic radiation is IR. So when we use IR radiation, that time there is a change in the molecular vibrations, the change in the vibrational frequency of a molecule will be happen. So here the main important function of this IR spectroscopy is used to determine the what type of functional groups present in a given molecule. Suppose I will give any unknown compound, you can identify the compound by determining their functional group. And here also it will be used to determination of what type of bonds and what type of functional groups present in the given molecule. The infrared absorption spectroscopy is due to the change in the vibrational energy, and it is accompanied by the rotational energy changes. So when we give the IR radiation to the compound, now there is a change in the bond vibrational frequency of a compound. There is a change in the vibrational energy of each and every bond present in the molecule. The infrared region spectrum encompasses the radiation with the wave number ranging from about 12,500 to 50 centimeter universe. This is in the wave number. We can also represent in the wavelength, that is from 0.8 to 200 microns. So this is the entire IR region. So the IR region is present in between the visible and microwave region. Hence, so the visible radiation is having shorter wavelength and higher energy compared to the IR radiation. The IR radiation is having longer wavelength and less energy. So the IR infrared region is again classifying to three parts based on the wavelength range. Here the three types are near IR region, mid IR region, far IR region. The near IR region is ranging from 12,500 to 4,000 centimeter universe. This is in the wave number. Suppose if you convert the wave number into wavelength, that is 0.8 to 2.5. Next, middle IR region, that is from 4,000 to 667 centimeter universe or 2.5 to 15 micrometers. Next, the far IR region, it will be ranges from 667 to 50 centimeter inverse or 15 centimeter inverse to 15 to 200 micrometers. The another region in the infrared spectrum, so based on the VR interpretation of the each and every molecule, we are using the one spectrum or one graph in the IR spectrophotometer. So we are classifying again the entire IR region in the spectrum into two regions, the group frequency region and fingerprint region. The group frequency region is from the 4,000 to 1,300 centimeter inverse, and the fingerprint region is from the 1,300 to 400 centimeter inverse. So entire the UV region we are using in the UV spectrum is 4,000 to 400 centimeter inverse. Here the group frequency region is used to determine what type of functional group is present, and next the fingerprint region is used to determine what is the exact structure and what is the exact nature of the molecule. We can easily understood. Most of the analytical applications conform to the middle IR region because the absorption of the organic molecules are high in this middle IR region only. The most commonly used the IR region is middle IR region. So why? Because most of the molecules will be absorbed the radiation of the middle IR region only. So why we are representing the wave number other than the wavelength? Why? Because if you are representing the wave number, because here the wave numbers are the large numbers, it is very easy to handle compared to the wavelengths. The wavelengths are very small values in the micrometers will be there. Next principle involved in the IR spectroscopy. Here the diagram representing the two atoms are connected with the one bond. Incidentally, what we are expecting, the bond is having the rigid in nature with the solid line we are representing. But in the really the bonds are connected, the atoms are connected with the bond. The bond is having some spring-like motion with some vibration, so that they are having some vibrational energy. So the energy what is presented by the molecule bond is called as natural vibrational frequency. The atoms are group of atoms connected by the bonds. These are non-rigid in nature. These are in continuous motion. They are having some vibrational motion will be there. So due to their continuous motion of the bonds in a molecule, they maintain some vibrational energy or some vibration with some frequency. So that's why we are calling it is called natural vibrational frequency. So each and every bond is having some vibrational frequency in generally, naturally. That is why we are calling it as natural vibrational frequency. So when we are exposing that molecule or that bond to the IR radiation, so the applied IR radiation is equal to natural vibrational frequency of the bonds or molecule. That time the molecule will be, or the bonds will be absorb the radiation, and there is a change in the shape of the molecule due to the change in the bond angle and bond length of the molecule. So that's why total there is a change in the shape of the molecule will be happen due to change in the bond length and bond angle and internal rotation around a single bond. So the vibrational transitions are nothing but when a molecule will be absorb the radiation, that time the vibrational energy level, the vibrational frequency will be changes, means there is a change in the vibrational level. So that's why we are calling this vibrational transition. If this vibrational transitions in a molecule occurs due to the change in the dipole moment of a molecule, if the vibrational transition occurs due to the change in the dipole moment of a molecules are called as IR active transition. Such compounds are called as IR active compounds. In some compounds, the vibrational transitions will be happen, but there is no change in the dipole moment. Such type of transitions are called as IR inactive transitions, and that compounds are called as IR inactive compounds. Means the IR inactive compounds are Raman spectroscopy active compounds. That's why it is the vice versa, reverse for the Raman and the IR. If it will be Raman active means IR inactive. Asymmetrical stretching or bending and internal rotation changes in a dipole moment of molecule will be happen when a compound will be absorb the IR radiation. Asymmetrical stretching or bending are the IR active, and the asymmetrical stretching or bending are the IR inactive. Next we are discussing about the molecular vibrations. So when a compound will be absorb the radiation, there is a vibrational transitions will be happen in a molecule. So there is a different vibrations will be happen in a molecule. That's are called as molecular vibrations or molecular vibrational transitions. In generally there are two types. Molecular vibrational that is one is stretching vibrations and bending vibrations. In stretching vibrations, stretches means when we give the IR radiation, the bonds will be absorb the radiation, and then there is a change in their bond length will be happen. So the stretching vibrations in which the bond length will be altered. So and next one is bending vibrations will be. In the bending vibration, the bond angle will be altered. In the stretching vibration, there are of two types are there: asymmetrical stretching and asymmetrical stretching. In symmetrical stretching, either two bonds, suppose in a atom two bonds are there, either the two bond lengths increase or decrease. So here symmetry will be there. Symmetry will be there. Two bonds are increases or decreases in their length will be happen. Here we are representing in the one diagram. Once you see that diagram, in this case you are assuming that is a water molecule, so that is H2O. H2O means the yellow color will be represent the oxygen, the blue color atoms are represent the hydrogens. The two bonds are there. At a time when we either the two bond lengths are increasing or decreasing. Next is asymmetrical stretching. In this asymmetrical stretching, one bond length will be increased and another bond length will be decreases. So here we are representing the diagram. Once you see here, in this diagram, so in the asymmetrical stretching, the one bond length is increases and another bond length will be decreases. Here we are showing in the diagram. So when the one bond is increasing, length is increasing means another bond length will be decreasing. Next is bending vibrations we are discussing next. In the bending vibrations, the bond angle will be altered. So here the bending vibrations are also called as deformation vibrations. These are also called as deform vibration. In this the bond angle will be altered. So here we are of two types are there. Here we are of two types are there. One is in plane bending and another one is the out plane bending. In plane bending, two types are there: in plane bending vibrations and out plane bending vibrations. In plane bending vibrations, the vibrations occurs in a one plane. So we have two planes are below the plane and above the plane. So in plane bending vibrations, the vibration molecular vibrations occurs in a one plane. So that's why we are calling it in plane bending vibrations. There are two types: scissoring and rocking. In out plane bending, we have two types are there: wagging and twisting. In the out plane bending vibrations, so the vibration will be happen in the out of the plane, from one plane to another plane will be happen. Here first we are discussing the scissoring. As a scissoring represents the scissor, when we are cutting any cloth or anything, that time the two edges will be coming close to each other. So in the same way, in the like scissor, here in scissoring, the two bond angle will be decreased. Here we are representing in the diagram. Once you see, the two bonds are coming close to each other, hence the bond angle will be decreased. Next we are discussing about the rocking. In this rocking, the movement of atom takes place in the same direction, but the bond angle is maintained. Means here in case of scissoring, two bonds are coming close to each other. That's why the bond angle will be decreased. That means the two bonds are coming close to each other with opposite directions. But in case of rocking, the two bonds are moving in the same direction. They are moving in either left, right. Two bonds are in the moving in left direction or right direction. But there is no change in the bond angle. Compulsory the bond angle is constant here. So this is the rocking. Next one is the wagging. So this is one out plane bending. Here what happens? Suppose we are having two bonds. One atom will be moved to the one side of the plane, and another atom or another bond will be moved to the another side of the plane. Means one bond in the above plane, another bond will be go to the below the plane. So here we are representing the diagram. In this, the two atoms who are in the wagging, these two atoms are moving in one side of the plane to another side of the plane. So the two atoms are going from the one side of the plane to another side of the plane. But in twisting, we have discussed that one, reverse that one. Twisting, in this, one atom moves above the plane and another atom moves to the below the plane. So here we are representing in the diagram. So this is the twisting. In the wagging, what happened? The two atoms or the two bonds are going from the one plane to another plane. But in case of twisting, one atom will be moved to the above the plane and another atom will be moved to the below the plane. And next one is number of molecular vibrational frequencies in a molecule. So the number of vibrational modes in a molecule determined by using the formula. Generally we have two types of molecules are there. One is linear molecule, another one is the non-linear molecule. For here the linear molecules, the formula is 3n minus 5. The n represents the number of atoms present in a molecule. Number of atoms present in a molecule. For the non-linear molecules, that is 3n minus 6. So here the n represents the number of atoms. So here we are taking the water. The water is a non-linear molecule. So in the water we have 3 atoms are there. So when we substitute in the formula, we are getting the 3 degrees of vibrational freedoms. The 3 degrees of vibrational freedoms are here we are representing. So in this diagram we are getting the 3 types of vibrational frequencies in the water molecule. The first one is symmetrical stretching. It will be occurs at the 3652 centimeter universe, the OH symmetrical stretching. So that is the stretching vibration. So this is the asymmetrical stretching vibration. So next one is scissoring. So in the scissoring, the 2 atoms are close. They are close to each other. They are coming very close to each other. Next is for nonlinear molecules. That is the carbon dioxide. So this is the linear molecule. For carbon dioxide, the vibrational degrees of freedom is 3n minus 5. So here the carbon dioxide we are representing. So when we substitute in the formula, we are getting around 4 vibrational modes. The first vibrational mode symmetrical stretching, and the next one is the asymmetrical stretching, and another 2 are the scissoring, bend out of the plane of the paper, and the scissoring, bend in the plane of the paper. So these are the different type of molecular vibrational frequencies in the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide structure is linear. Why? Because all the atoms are in the same plane. But in case of water, that is a non-linear molecule. So we are substituting the formula is 3n minus 6. In case of linear molecule, the formula is 3n minus 5. Next, we are discussing requirements for a molecule to absorb the IR radiation. So, what are the different requirements? What are the specific requirements for a molecule to absorb the IR radiation? The 2 more important requirements are correct wavelength of radiation and electric dipole moment. So, the correct wavelength of radiation means, so it is certain wavelength range, it is certain IR radiation frequency only, the molecules will be undergo vibrational transition, means there is a change in the bond length or bond angle will be happen. So we have to produce the correct wavelength of radiation, compulsory we have to provide. Next is electric dipole, nothing but dipole moment. So the compounds which is having dipole moment, which is having property of having a partial negative and positive charges and the atoms, that type of molecules only undergo the IR absorption or vibrational transition. Why? Because the partial positive negative charge on the atom will be represent the dipole moment. So if molecule is having dipole moment, there is a change in the dipole moment upon absorption of IR radiation, then the vibrational transitions will be happen. Like the bonds like OH, H plus and O minus. Some compounds will be there, diatomic molecules like oxygen and nitrogen, like that it will be there. The O2 will be there. Oxygen, here what happened? The charge is not there. In the nitrogen N triple bond N, the charge is not there. They don't pass any electric dipole moment. Hence, the diatomic molecules are not excited by the IR radiation. Even though we are giving the IR radiation, they are inactive to the IR. So here, the bonds which are IR active, the bonds which are IR inactive means the diatomic molecule, the molecules which are having centrosymmetry molecule, they are IR inactive. So these are the different type of and different requirements for to observe the IR radiation. So this is your